obviously kind of not the performance you guys wanted in Brooklyn. How do you guys kind of approach a practice day like today to try to get right and get back on the path you guys want to be?
Watch everything we did wrong, see what we need to do, and attack it. You can mope around about it, you can cry about it, you can, or make a change or try to go towards making a change. And obviously that's what we did today. I feel like we had a great practice. Everybody was locked in. After a game like that, we have no choice. Everybody needs to be locked in as one and continue to move as one.
Ryan came down and said that was embarrassing. I know Kyle called it kind of a low point in the season. So how do you? And look, I know you've been doing this a long time. How do you personally kind of move past games like that where you might feel that way or a team might feel that way, and know that maybe you're better than that, but also try to not let it happen again?
Well, obviously we know we're better than that, but just, again, watch the film. We broke down everything that we didn't do, down to energy, down to getting back, down to finding open guys, down to defensive effort, down to little box outs, down to catching the ball, everything, you know what I'm saying? So we talked about everything on what we need to focus in on, what we need to hone in on, and how we can obviously make that jump to get to where we want to get to.
Y'all had a really good game against Boston right before that one, but it's been a while since y'all won 2 games in a row. Why do you think y'all haven't been able to kind of build on that momentum when you have good performances and have been able to sustain?
Yeah, the biggest thing is really just sustaining, 48 minutes of great basketball, on the defensive end and the offensive end. Obviously, that's your goal. You try to strive for every night. When you start having lapses of 4 to 5 minutes of bad defense or 4 to 5 minutes of lapse on the offensive end or less movement, things like that, then it can trickle down to different things, affect you offensively, defensively as a team. And you can't let that happen. The goal is obviously stay sane through it all and continue to, push and go as hard as you can together.
I think heading into this season, so much of everyone's responsibility was like, oh, how do I fit in with Giannis? Like, this is how I might be able to play alongside Giannis or something like that. How difficult has it been to play without him for this longer stretch?
Well, whenever you don't have Giannis, he's a great generational talent. Obviously, any floor he's on, he's going to help elevate the team and make them better. But, again, the main thing was really just, next man up. Everybody has to be there for one another, lift up one another. And that's the good thing about, having a team and good teammates. If somebody's not there that day or you see somebody locking, you can pick them up and they can pick you up, vice versa. So that's just the main thing, we really focus on, really trying to do is be there for one another, weather the storm. And, don't start pouring, don't start fighting, don't fold up. You can't do none of that. So you got to stay solid and stay as one.
Does it feel like you guys are still there, solid and as one? Because I know it could get tough at times.
For sure.
Through a losing streak like you had or losses like this.
For sure, everybody can have an opinion on what to do or how to fix it or how to change or what we need to do. But again, obviously, when everybody's on the same page, everybody communicates. Again, like you said, we showed at different times in games, different spurts of who we could be. But you can't be that until you sustain that and, continue to do it every night. So that's our main goal and our main focus,